Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here, covering new PC releases for this week of October the 7th to October 13th. Let's go ahead and get things started. On Monday, October 7th, we saw the release of Chainsaw Warrior. This is a digital board game that was modeled after the physical game originally released by Games Workshop back in 1987. I can't even say I'm slightly interested in what I've seen here. It's a digital version of a physical board game that just looks not that great, but if you're interested, you can pick it up for $4.99. Also on Monday, we saw the release of Salvation Prophecy, described as a military space epic. The game combines, it's an amalgamation of several game types, so basically it combines space-based ship combat, so like ships fighting ships, with planet-side third-person shooting. And I'm not talking about planet-side the game, but just third-person shooting that takes place on planets. So the story here is humans, mutants, and robotic factions are at war for galactic domination. There's space battles and all that stuff like I mentioned, but the greatest danger is actually an impending annihilation foretold by an apocalyptic prophecy. I'm not so sure about this game either, but if you are interested, you can pick it up for $19.99. Now moving on to Tuesday, October the 8th, Guzzlers Extreme, a car combat racing game that features a variety of vehicles, weapons, upgrades, and on-track bonuses. The game features a 12-hour single-player campaign along with several different multiplayer modes. The vibe I immediately get when looking at this is sort of like a Twisted Metal. It's car combat, so we've got different types of vehicles with different strengths and weaknesses, as well as different weapon types. That is available for $24.99. Next up, Cook Serve Delicious, a hardcore restaurant sim in which you must buy, prepare, and serve food at your very own restaurant. Now, this game originally launched in October of 2012 for the iPad. The Steam version includes new gameplay options as well as an improved UI, including the inclusion of achievements as well as the Extra Crispy Edition upgrade pack. This game is available for $9.99. I've actually heard really good things about the mobile version of this title. I'm not sure if it'd be as fun to play on a PC, just because I feel like good mobile games and good PC games are innately different in the way they're designed and consumed and how they're meant to be played. Like, this is supposed to be a good mobile game because it's something you pick up, you do for 5 minutes, and you put it down. So I'm not sure how much PC gamers would really like this, but it's still supposed to be pretty quality. Next up, Bionic Dues, a tactical turn-based roguelite where you guide multiple classes of mechs through a variety of missions filled with enemy robots that are as buggy as they are angry. This game obviously doesn't take itself too serious. It features 40 unique bots as well as branching missions with procedurally generated levels in which you get to sort of choose your own adventure, and then mech customization. Somewhat interesting looking title, which you could pick up for $9.99. Now on to Thursday, October the 10th. These are two games that I actually do have some interest in, the first of which is Glare. This is a side-scrolling action platformer set in a fully realized 3D environment. You play as the character named Shiner, a being of pure light given shape by an ancient suit of armor. In this game, you progress through a fantastic alien world, tackling satisfying platforming challenges while engaging in fast-paced combat. The visuals of this game look fantastic, but besides the screenshots, even watching this game in movement, it looks very smooth, very fluid, and just the world that has been designed looks very engaging as well. So I'm actually really excited to take a look at Glare. And then also coming out on Thursday is Iesabel or Iesabel, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but this is a hack and slash action RPG. Okay, that's exciting. It's got a single player as well as an 8-person multiplayer along with cross-platform play where you on a computer could also play with people playing on mobile devices. And that's where things sort of go south. That's my concern with this game, is that it is designed to be played on mobile platforms. It is very obvious in the user interface, the UI, and that also unfortunately translates into the PC version. The game has multiple locations such as villages, swamps, caves, crypts, and a variety of enemy types like wildlife, undead, trolls, and renegades. There are dozens of powerful skills. It's not exactly a lot, with thousands of weapons and items. I don't know, at first glance this game looks cool, but then realizing it's designed for mobile and that they're touting dozens of powerful skills, leaves me with sort of a lackluster feeling, so I'm not so sure about this game. Unfortunately, a lot of there's underwhelming titles released this week, and that is actually going to do it for new releases for this week. It's also worth noting that the Game of the Year editions for both Dishonored and Borderlands 2 are going to be available this week, which is not only going to include the original game, but DLC for those games as well. Both Dishonored and Borderlands 2 give my thumbs up. I certainly approve of those games, so if you haven't picked them up yet, now that the Game of the Year editions are available, now might be a good time to do so. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap things up with my planned content for the week. So like I said, lots of these new games coming out this week are just rather uninteresting for me. The only one that I'm really truly keen on, I would say, is Glare. And I may potentially look at Iesabel, even though it's designed for mobile platforms. It still could be good, I suppose. It's a big if, but who knows. Anyways, Glare, I most definitely will plan to take a look at, and then potentially Iesabel. And then beyond that, we're going to have a continuation of Hearthstone coverage, Friday Night Magic on Friday, and then the Force Feed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. People have asked me about my checkout videos. I'm still planning to do those. There have just been not a lot of games I've been interested in recently. And then I'm also trying to take this new take, like I've talked about several times now, whereas I'm trying to spend more time with individual games. So you might see, like, for example, last week there was a multitude of videos for War of the Vikings. That's the sort of thing I might try to do more often going forward. Just focus on games that I'm really interested in playing, spend more time with them, provide more coverage on those games, and then here and there we'll do short checkouts of other games as well. I may also redesign the checkout video series, make it more heavily edited and shorter, but more informative as well, and then have some sort of additional long-form gameplay for games I'd like to show you more of. I'm kind of just rambling on at this point, so we're going to cut the video. Thanks, guys, so much for watching this PC release and update video. If you guys like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.